All right. Moving on, our next speaker, Miss Leah Wise, was born and raised in Primera, Texas. She's the daughter of David and Cristela Wise. She graduated from Harlingen High School. Afterwards, she attended the University of Texas at Austin, where she graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Political Communication and a concentration in Women and Gender Studies. She obtained her Doctor of Jurisprudence from St. Mary's University School of Law shortly after beginning her practice. And Ms. Wise was voted Best Attorney by the Valley Morning Star's Reader's Choice Awards in 2017 and again in 2018. She enjoys being actively involved in her community and spending time with family. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Leah Wise.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you all so much for having me. Now, I have not been on Broadway. I have not flown Blackhawks. I've not died, thank God. And I've never met Angelina Jolie, but thank you for thinking I look like her. But I still feel like I have a pretty cool story, and I'm excited to share it with you all. I am much younger than Dr. Melendez, no offense. So I feel like it wasn't too long ago that I was literally sitting in these seats, nervous as hell about my life. Because honestly, when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, I had no clue what I was gonna do with my life. I had no direction. I didn't know a single doctor. I knew one lawyer, and I had only ever spoken to him, 3 or 4 times. He was a man. I didn't know any female lawyers. And so I was truly very lost in life. So when I talk to high school kids, I always say, if you don't have it all figured out, that's totally fine. You are so young. There's so much ahead of you. Your passions are already inside of you. It might take a little while for them to manifest and to come out, but they will eventually. So please don't stress so much about finding your purpose so early on in life, because I know there's a lot of pressure from our family, our parents, our teachers, our principals to have it all figured out, right? What are you going to study? What are you going to be? And that's a lot of pressure on a 17-year-old. So I didn't know what I was going to do, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to have fun doing it. So I moved to Austin and honestly had way more fun than I should have. Is anybody here planning on moving out of town for college? Raise your hand. Okay. I had a lot of fun. I was on 6th Street probably, every weekend. And but I was also really intimidated. And I feel like this is something I want to share with you all, because being from the RGV, I felt like I had this inferiority complex, which is so stupid. I thought, okay, I'm just a Valley girl. I'm just a young Latina. I've never traveled the world. I don't know, important people. I've never met any doctors. I had only ever met one lawyer. And I thought these people, these young 18-year-olds had already lived the life that Dr. Melendez has lived. They were hanging out with celebrities. They'd traveled the world. They had gone to these expensive private schools, and their parents were doctors and lawyers and business owners. And I felt like, wow, I really don't have anything in common with these people. I must be inferior to them. And that was one of the biggest and most untrue thoughts I've ever had in my life. Looking back, I now realize that Valley kids, RGV kids, the Latino culture is so rich, so important, so interesting, that I wish I could have realized when I was in college in Austin that I brought just as much, if not more, to the table than these other kids who went to, really nice private schools and had jet-setted around the world. So please, because a lot of you raised your hand when you said you're leaving South Texas to go to college, please do not fall into the same mindset that I fell into. You have just as much, if not more, to offer than everybody else. I've sat in the McAllen Education Foundation meetings. I am blown away by the things you all are exposed to. Like, wow, you all are way ahead of the game, way ahead of the what I was at 17 and 18 years old. Y'all are very, very lucky to be from such an amazing school district. So anyway, I graduated from college, and guess what? I was still lost. I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I was 22 years old. I had my degree, and I was like, okay, what now? So I decided to take a job. I was working at the state capitol for a state senator, and it was there that I really fell in love with the idea of being an advocate for my community. And so, because I saw all these legislators on the Senate floor advocating for their constituents, right? Saying, you know, we need to pass these laws for my constituents and so on and so forth. And I thought, I want to do that. I want to be an advocate for my community, but I have no desire to run for office, right? And so I thought, okay, the best way for me to be an advocate for my community and for my clients was to go to law school. So I took the LSAT. I moved to San Antonio. I went to St. Mary's University School of Law for law school. And I ended up finding that I really loved being an advocate for my clients. So after law school, I took the bar exam. Does anybody here want to be a lawyer? A few of you. Oh, I see somebody I know. A few of you. The bar exam was 3 days long. It was a 3-day long exam. And you don't find out until several months later if you passed it or not. So it wasn't until 3 months later, I passed the bar exam, awesome. Now what? Back in the same place I was at when I was 17, 18 years old. I have my undergraduate degree, I have my law degree, I'm now a licensed attorney. What kind of law do I want to practice? Okay, so here I was, 26 years old, still unsure about my role in life. And so I decided to open up my own law practice with $0 in savings. I have no idea what I was thinking. It was truly the most difficult time of my life. I had over $60,000 of student debt that I had racked up in law school, and really no savings at all. I mean, I probably had a few $100s to my name. I opened up my law practice, and I started representing injured persons who had been involved in work accidents, car accidents, 18-wheeler accidents, and I realized this is so fulfilling to me. I am able to help people throughout the most difficult time of their life. Some of my clients, have lost their lives. Some of them have been so irreparably injured that they can no longer walk. They can't work anymore. They can't provide for their families anymore. And so it was my job to help them through this difficult time of their life and make sure that they were properly compensated and represented. So I really fell in love with plaintiff's side personal injury work. But the issue with being a plaintiff's attorney is that it was just a bunch of old men. No offense to Dr. Melendez, is he still here? It was just, if you think about it, if you drive along the expressway, who are the people you see on the billboards? A bunch of older men, which is nothing wrong with that. They have gone through, they've gone through their own trials and tribulations to get where they are today. But the reason why I mention that is because I was a 26-year-old young lawyer, and I thought, how am I going to break into this industry if it's all older men who have made all this money and they can afford billboards, they can afford TV commercials, they can afford whatever they want? And so that was really scary to me because I knew this was my passion. I knew this is the kind of law I wanted to practice. But again, I had little to no money. I was, barely making rent every month, making my car payment. I was barely scraping by, and whatever I did have, I was using it to try and advertise myself to get more clients. But back in 2017, there were very little lawyers advertising on social media. And so I thought, okay, how can I get my name out there for free? So I got on Instagram, I got on Facebook, and I just started putting out content, tips, what to do if you've been in an accident, what to do if you got injured at work, what steps to take if you've been injured wrongfully. And little by little, I started getting more clients in the door, and I felt, wow, I have really felt like I could break into this industry, this legal field that not very many young women have been able to do. But I was so insecure and so scared because I felt like, Why are no young women doing this? There must be a reason. It must be too hard. And I still remember one day I went to the courthouse in Cameron County, which is in Brownsville. I had a case over there. And the bailiff tried to kick me out of the courtroom. And I was like, what's going on? And he said, ma'am, this area is for lawyers only. And I looked at him and I was like, I am a lawyer. And he quickly realized what was going on. He apologized. And I felt like, wow, not only do I feel like a brand new lawyer and I don't know much and I don't have a lot of money, even the bailiff doesn't believe that I'm a lawyer. Like, am I really going to make it? Am I really going to make it on my own? Luckily, I believed in myself enough and I was so passionate about this area of law that I decided I wasn't going to give up. I was going to keep trying and keep trying. Little by little, my clients started coming in the door. They started referring their friends, their family. I got more people following my tips on social media. And in 2020, we were able to secure the largest settlement in the state of Texas for that year. So I went from almost no money in savings in 2016 to in 2020 building a 7-figure business. So if you today feel like you don't know what you're going to do with your life, or you don't know what it is your passion or your calling is, please remember my story. Remember that I was 26 years old with a law degree, having no idea what I was going to do, getting criticism from every single group in my life saying, Leah, you should just get a job. I don't think you're going to make it on your own. You don't have enough money to compete with these, big attorneys with the billboards. And so I got so much criticism from people. But I knew, okay, this is my passion. This is what I want to do. Even if I have to, sacrifice for 3-4 years before I start seeing the fruits of my labor, that's fine because I know that this is what I'm passionate about. And today, now I'm one of those super annoying billboard lawyers that you see when you're driving on the expressway, yelling at you on TV. I know it's super annoying, but I'm so glad that I stayed the course. I'm so glad that I believed in myself. I'm so glad that I decided not to listen to the people who were criticizing me. One of the other things I like to share with young students is that if somebody is bringing you down, if somebody is criticizing you, if somebody's jealous of you, they're only doing that because they're already below you. If you are super happy in life, if you are super successful, you are too busy enjoying your success. You are too busy living your best life to even care about bringing other people down. So the next time you feel discouraged because people are saying you can't achieve something or you're not going to make it or that's a stupid career path, just know that there's something wrong with them. It has nothing to do with you. People who have an issue with you, it has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. Because if they were truly happy and secure in themselves, they would have no desire to bring those around them down. So please always remember that. I love to speak to high school students because I think it's so important to share with you all that at one point I had no money, no confidence in myself, no direction, and a lot of people telling me that I wasn't going to make it. And I am so glad that I'm now a testament to the idea that if you stay the course, believe in yourself, work hard, fulfill your passions, and really put in the effort to take care of yourself, you can achieve your dreams. The last thing I want to leave you with today is this is something that I wish somebody had told me when I was your age. The most important relationship in your life is not with your family. It's not with your romantic partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend. It's not with your friends. The most important relationship in your life is the relationship you have with yourself, okay? Because if you are your own biggest cheerleader, supporter, biggest fan, if you are secure in yourself, you're going to invite so much more great things into your life. So much more. If you respect yourself, everybody else is going to respect you. If you love yourself, other people are going to love you. If you respect your health, you're going to thrive and succeed. It's so important to put yourself first. And I know that sounds selfish, and people say, Leah, that's super selfish advice. And it is. But I truly feel that if you cannot have a very strong relationship with yourself, you cannot then help others. That is the best way to help others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So please, if there's anything you remember today from this speech, it's to be gentle with yourself, be forgiving of yourself, give yourself grace, give yourself time and love, because having a very strong relationship with yourself is going to then lead to all of the success and love that you want in your life. So thank you all so much for having me here today. I hope that you all have your wildest dreams come true. I hope so much success. And I don't hope that you reach my level of success. I really don't. I hope you surpass my level of success. And I know for a fact that some of you in here will. So thank you all so much. It was so good to speak with y'all.